Once users' devices are enrolled in Windows Device Management, they must be managed. There are two distinct types of management activities that administrator can perform. The first is enforcing Windows settings. When you get started with Windows Device Management, there are various settings you might want to apply, such as the following. Manage how users receive Windows updates. Here you can set how and when updates are applied for enrolled devices. Manage account settings. Here you can specify the permission level each user can have over their device. They can be a standard user or a local administrator. You can also specify additional admin accounts for your devices, which is useful for support and help desk personnel. Configure device encryption. As an administrator, you can specify how your Windows devices and drives are encrypted with Microsoft BitLocker technology. Apply custom settings. You can use custom settings to configure device settings and features on your organization's Windows devices. This is a quick way to add policy settings that aren't available through the standard admin console page. For example, you might want to disallow the users to switch on their camera on their device. The second type of admin activity is inventory management. This includes the following. Manage the inventory of your devices. So as an administrator, you can keep an inventory of the devices your company owns to track details such as device type and who it's assigned to. You'll be able to see device hardware and OS information, last sync time, and other device details. You can remove corporate data or accounts from the device. If the device goes missing or user leaves the organization, you can wipe all the data from the device. You can review audit logs. You can also see a report of activities on computers that are used in your organization. For example, you can see whether a certain feature or a setting is pushed to a certain device. You can also set an alert to be notified when a specified activity occurs. Windows device management includes a number of actions that ensure that both the administrator and the end user can keep their device secure. For example, an administrator can force an update, perform a remote action such as wiping a device, or changing a device setting that brings the device back into compliance. Common admin actions are signing out a user remotely. Imagine a user who used a shared computer kiosk but forgot to sign out. The user can contact you, their administrator, and you can remotely log that user out of the device to ensure that the user's data can't be accessed by someone else. Unenroll a device. You can use this action when you no longer want to manage a certain device. So when you unenroll a device, all settings pushed to that device using this feature are reverted back. No future Windows settings changes will be applied to the device. Wipe device is another important action that comes handy in certain security situations. Now, let's imagine a user left their device in the cab, but the cab company can't find this device. In this case, the device is lost. The administrator can wipe the device. Delete device. This action removes the device profile from your inventory. Please refer to the Google Help Center for the latest list of actions that are available to the administrator. All right, so let's look at the Windows management up close on the admin console. So here's the familiar admin console where you manage your G Suite or cloud identity. So we'll first start with the Windows settings, so where you can configure Windows settings and how you push it. And then we'll look at the device inventory and the admin actions, and then finally we'll wrap it up with the audit logs. All right, so let's start with Windows settings. I'm clicking on devices section here, and then click on Windows settings. So this is the place where you can set your Windows settings. So you start with clicking on, say, account settings, where you can designate whether the user should get a standard user account or a local account. If you already have some support accounts and other local administrator accounts, you can designate those. And then you can apply these settings at the root level or any of the OU level. Now let's go back and look at, so you can also add Windows update settings, BitLocker settings, and there are close to 1,000 settings you can apply using this interface. So if you don't see a specific setting in this interface, so you'll be able to use the custom settings feature. For example, let's say I want to disable camera. So I'll start adding a custom setting. I'll say disable camera, and then I'm typing in this camera here. So you'll be able to see help information for each of these. The setting that I'm looking at is the allow camera setting. And if I want to disable, I'm clicking on 0. So you must be wondering where you can get this information on this OMA URI and the value. We have documented the common custom settings that most people use in the Help Center. So when you expand one of these, you'll be able to see the OMA URI and the value. So we have a number of common settings here, but if you want to look at the entire list of settings, so we do have links to Microsoft documentation, which provides more information. So once you apply this setting, you'll be able to apply to the root OU, or you can select one or more sub OUs, and then you can apply. All right. Okay. So this is how you set your Windows settings. Now let's go back and look at the device inventory. So I'm back to device management page. I'm clicking on endpoints. In endpoints, so you'll be able to see all your endpoints, whether it's mobile devices, desktops. So I want to specifically look at the Windows devices that are managed using enhanced desktop security for Windows. So I'm clicking on managed management type, and I'm clicking on enhanced desktop security. If you're one of those companies who don't use Windows management, if are using only GCPW, you'll be able to see all your devices that have GCPW by clicking on this checkbox. I'm clicking on apply, and I'm opening this device here. So you'll be able to see all the device information like device ID, serial number, host name, and a bunch of other information about this device. You'll also be able to see when did the device sync with the server, so that you can see when the device received all those Windows settings the last time. And then you can also see the user and the owner information here. And from an admin actions perspective, so you can do a bunch of admin actions here. So you can block this device so that you can't access G Suite or other resources using this device. You can sign out the user, wipe the device, you can unenroll the device, and then finally you'll be able to look at the audit log associated with this particular device. So now you'll be able to see the entire audit log. I have a filter on this particular device ID here. You'll be able to see all the settings that were pushed to this particular device, the time when it was pushed, and also the error codes, or whether it was success or failure. All that information is available here. If you want to look at the device audit logs for all your devices, again, you can simply go to your reporting section and click on devices. This is where you'll be able to see all that information here.